Well, good morning, everyone, team. Let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join parallelly. So, in the yesterday session, we have started with our security administration topic in the system. And as part of that, I was explaining you what is the concept of user account management and role management in the system. And within the concept of roles, what are the different types of roles that we are having in the system? Like job role, data role, abstract role, aggregate privileges or duty roles, right? What are they that you have explained you team? And within the concept of data roles, like when we are going to define our custom rules in the system as per our client requirement, with specific to data restriction and functionality restriction, on what are all the levels or for what are all the objects that we can maintain the data restriction in the system. I have explained yesterday team. Like when we creating a custom data role, what I told, there is a concept called a security profiles that coming into the picture. Like for different business objects, you can maintain the data restriction with respective to all these levels or the business objects. We can maintain the data restriction in the system. So when we configuring the data role in the system, we have to assign the respective security profiles. When we creating the data role, we have to assign the respective security profiles to the role, so that whatever the role that we are configuring team, whatever the data security profiles that we are adding to that role, only to that business objects only that role is going to give access in the system. Like what organizations data that particular role should have access, or what positions that role should have access, for which countries, for which LDG, for which persons, for which payroll, okay, then which document type, which payroll flow. So that particular role access will be controlled from this security profiles for different business objects team. So these are the majorly or different business objects on which you can maintain the security data restrictions in the system team. Now, as part of our custom data role creation, we have started with that creation. And what I told team, first go to the seeded job role that what Oracle given, okay, and copy that role I told you team. Once that role you copied, go to the data role and create your data role by using that copied job role. So here we concluded our session yesterday team. When I'm creating my data role in the system asking me to capture the security profiles. So hence I concluded there. Let us resume the session from there team. We will continue the data role creation and we will see how to define these security profiles for different business objects and how to assign at the role level. Let me go to the system. Okay. Let me go to the system where we have to go team in order to define the data role. Come to my client groups and then come to workforce structures. Come to workforce structures. So under workforce structures team, if you scroll down, you have something called here data role. Okay. Come to data roles and security profiles. And here is the place where you have to define your custom data role with security profiles for them team. Click on create. Okay. Then what is the data role that we are going to create team? Tata Human Resource Manager data role. And what is the job role that we are mapping to our data role? Whatever is the copied job role yesterday team. Click on the search. Okay. Then Human Resource Manager Tata. Somewhere I defined this one. Human Resource Manager Tata job, that which we defined yesterday team. We are creating our data role under this particular job role. So what is this delegation allowed flag I told you yesterday team? Now, the moment I click on next, I'm landing upon this second tab. So whenever you creating your data role in the system, the custom data role in the system, here we have to decide on what aspects or for which business objects you want the data restriction. I mean, your client want the data restriction. So whenever you're creating a data role team, for every business object, you might not maintain the data restriction. It's all about the client business requirement team. Only employees data that you want to restrict, or only employees data and country data that you want to restrict, or employees data, country, LDG and payroll that you want to restrict. What you want to restrict, only you can select that particular object stream. You want organizations to restrict from this role, then define your org security profile and map here. Positions you want to restrict, countries you want to restrict, LDG, what you want to restrict team. By default in the system, for each of these security objects, view all is the one security profile which Oracle by default gives in the system. For everything, positions, view all organizations, view all positions, then view all countries, then view all LDGs, okay, then view all persons. Like that team, by default in the application, for each of the business object, by default, when you are working in the real-time client application also team, when you come to this screen, for each of the business object team, by default, view all security profile will be available. Means what? My client is telling, Kumar, with this role, Tata Human Resource Manager data role, I don't have any restriction to organizations. Means whenever HR hiring an employee, when they go to legal employer button, they should able to see all legal employers. Or if they go to manage legal entities, there they should able to see all legal entities or business units, department. No restriction that I want to give on basis of organizations. My user with this role should able to access to all organizations in the system that whatever we configured. So there is by default one org security profile available team. If you come to organizations, organization security profile, if you click on the drop down team, these all are people like you and me. When they're practicing security, define their custom profiles team. But at the bottom, if you see, there is something here called view all organizations. See, view all organizations. Same goes with position team. If you come to position, view all positions, right? If you come to countries, then you have something called view all countries. Then LDG, view all LDGs. Then person, you have something called view all. Every level team, for every business object level, by default, this view all security profile standardly Oracle delivers. If I create a role with this view all security profile giving team, means there is no restriction for organizations. With this role, the user can access all organizations, all positions, all countries, all LDGs, everything they can access team. Without any data restriction, if you are expecting that particular user should access all the data in the system with respective to these objects, then create a role with view all data. That is the standard security profile for each of the business object that Oracle deliver team. Means no restriction. User can access all data in the entire system with respective to this business objects team. When if I go with view all security profile assigning them. But let's say I want to restrict. My client is telling, Kumar, I want to give access only to specific organization, only to specific positions, only to particular country, particular LDG, only that HR should able to access some particular employees data in the system, not everything. I want to maintain a restriction at these levels. Then team, first of all, before you creating the data role, you have to be ready with your security profiles for each of the business object level. So whenever we defining the security profile, we have to input that conditions for what organizations this user should have access, for what positions this user should have access, for what countries, for what LDGs, for what document type, for what payroll this user should have access. I mean, the role should have access. I have to first of all create my security profiles team. And that security profiles, when I'm creating the data role, at each of the level, I have to tag. Then how to define security profiles, Kumar? Be on the screen, team. Let me be on this screen. Let me go to the new tab. Okay. Let me go to the new tab where we have to build the security profiles for all of them. See, when I click on a drop-down team, I could able to see a couple of options coming up here. See, GSE healthcare org profile, GSE pro, someone created team. How it happened? How I have to create the security profiles for my business objects team. Come to my client groups. Okay. Come to my client groups. Under my client groups, go to workforce structures team. Okay. Under workforce structures, come to scroll down. Just above data role team. Currently, when I came to data role tab, that is from here. Data roles and security profiles, and I started creating the role. Just above to this section, we have something called a security profiles. See, team, we have person security profile, organization security profile, position security profile, LDG, country, document type, transaction, like that. You have a couple of security profiles team, like whatever I listed out here. Different business objects team. So we have the security profiles. Now starting with organizations. So we have a thing called organization security profile. So in this organization security profile team, I have to create a profile with the organizations, what that employee should have access to in the system. So come to org security profile, first of all, go to this one. Okay. So once you come to here, team, click on create button here so that you can define your organization security profile in the system. See, create org security profile. So I'm giving the name Tata. Okay. Organization security profile. The name for my understanding purpose, I'm giving like this. Then when you're creating this org security profile team, you can configure the security profile for organization by different ways. You can use org hierarchy, or you can use org classification, or you can use organization. See, team, secure by organization hierarchy, secure by organization classification, secure by organization list. We have three ways how we can define or how we can prepare our security profile team. Let us see one by one. Make sure this option to be enabled team. Then only this profile, when you trying to assign to your role, that will show in the drop down here. When you're creating that, the security profile will show here. Right, team? So from where these all are coming, once I click on drop down C, if I come back, GC, correct? If I search here with GC, let's say if I search with GC, that I can see GC Finance UK Department Organization, this one. And if I search with GSE, means as it is a demo instance, different people created for their roles the security profiles team. See, GSE US legal entity, GSE UK, GSE healthcare. That's what you are seeing here. See. So let us create our security profile team and we will try to tag to our role. So mine is Tata Organization Security Profile. Okay. So make sure it should be enabled. And then team, view all we no need to provide. By default, we have another security profile for view all team. No need to touch that one. Include future organization, you can set up here team. Why? Because now you are creating an org security profile team. Okay, today is May 16th, 2023. During the time of implementation team, whatever the organizations that your client is having, based on that, you are going to create your security profile. Let's suppose team, next year in 2024, some new organizations adding in your client structure, some new companies your client started, some new business units, some new department they started. So that also to be covered. The user should access to that one also. So by using this profile, do you also want that future organizations to be included in that? Then yes, include future organizations, set it up as yes team. And here, as I told you, org security profile, you can build by different approaches. Either you can use hierarchy, you can use classification, you can directly use organization list. Let us see one by one team. If I'm trying to create org security profile through organization hierarchy, what is that team? If you could remember, in core HR module, we have configured our trees, organization tree, department tree we configured. Did you remember, team? In that organization tree or department tree, I have maintained the entire hierarchy within them. So if you want to use that hierarchy, that particular trees for building your security profile, this is the option, team. Click on secure by organization hierarchy. Now tree structure. This particular profile you want to create for department restriction or the entire legal entities, business units, department. If you want only for departments data to be maintained, then go with department hierarchy team. You can use the department tree here. But let's say, team, I'm going to build this particular security profile for restricting legal entities, business units, departments all the way around. Then use org hierarchy. Because, team, if you could remember, in department tree, only exclusively departments hierarchy we will maintain. But in organization tree, starting from enterprise to till departments, everything we will maintain. So do you want to create a org security profile for entire organizations like legal entities, business units, everything? Then choose tree structure, what you want to use. I want organization hierarchy. And then here, team, you will have this organization tree enabled. Now choose your organization tree here, team. Now let me open that one also, and I will show you how it is going to work. Now let me go to org tree in this instance, team. Currently, these are the two trees I can see actively in the system. Let me go to setup and maintenance, workforce deployment, and search with a task called, team, manage organization tree. Manage organization trees. Go to manage organization tree and see, team, these two are currently active. So probably Vision Corporation might be in draft mode. Okay. There is one draft mode, but in this, the data might not be available in the second one. That could be the reason, team. That's okay. That's not our concern. So see, team, here, when I'm trying to create my org security profile, I'm creating by using organization hierarchy, nothing but org tree, organization hierarchy. So here I have the provision to select the tree. What it happens, team? Now see, I'm selecting, team. There is something called recruiting organization tree. In our case, we define, team, that is Tata organization tree, like that, right? That is the tree we are using here, team. Now, if I expand this tree, the recruiting one. So what is this version 2? If you can see the active one, okay. Click on OK. Click on OK. What are the organizations that are maintained in this team? Let us see. This is the enterprise in the system, Vision Corporation. And if I expand team, these all are the legal entities. Now let's say under India legal entity, if I expand team, I have a couple of business units coming under that, or departments coming under that team. So whatever the hierarchy you maintain, now, team, when you select the org tree, what is the coverage that you want to provide to this role? To which are all the organization this role should have access? Now in this tree, team, in the organization, I'm coming and I'm trying to search for my India legal entity, let's say, okay. India legal entity. See the classification name, legal employer, and the organization I'm giving India legal entity. So include top organization team. So what happens, by giving this one from this tree, what is the top organization I'm giving here, team? So in this tree, I'm giving India legal entity as a top entity. So starting from India, the level, hierarchy. Under India legal entity, whatever the business units are defined, and within them, if any departments are there, for all these organizations, this particular profile is going to give the coverage. So when you are going to use org hierarchy team, if you want to give access to that role for multiple organizations in the system, then team, you have to choose the organization hierarchy. The tree that what we created, we are using, and the top organization you are selecting here team. So from that level, whatever under that we have, for all these organizations, the user with this role will have access in the system. In the place of organization, if I give directly the enterprise at the top, Vision Corporation team, then under Vision Corporation, whatever the legal entities that we define, within that the business units we define, departments we define, for everything, the user will have access team. So it's out of your requirement from the client for which are all the organizations that this particular role should have access to. So create an org security profile with that particular coverage team for which organizations. Okay. So if I using only for respective to legal entity, BUs and departments, we have to use org hierarchy. But let's say team, if you are using department hierarchy, in that case, the department tree will become enabled. Only if you want to maintain the data restriction within departments, not legal entities, business units, anything, then that also you can achieve team. Through department hierarchy, you can do that one. The same approach. Use the tree, top department you select and select include top. From that, underneath whatever are there, for all of that, this profile is going to give coverage in the system team. That is secured by org hierarchy team. If you are not using the department tree concept or organization tree concept, then you no need to configure with this hierarchy team. We have the other provision also. Secure by org classification. Select it. First, you choose the classifications team. What are all you want to give access to the user? One is legal employer or legal entity, whatever it is team. You can choose here. Legal employer. First, you choose the classifications team. And then I want business unit. And then I want departments. Okay. Legal employer, business unit, and departments. So these three classifications I selected team. Secure by org classification. Now team, organizations. Select this one also. Secure by organization list. And here team, as a implementation consultant, directly you can add the organizations what you want to include in this profile. See, click on plus icon, then see team, click on drop down, then I want team, India legal entity. India legal entity. I'm searching with legal employer. India legal entity, that is legal employer. Then I also want to give access to one more legal entity called US1 legal entity. Okay. Two legal entities I included team. And then within that, what business units I want. Let me add them also team. Let's say I want to give access to US1 business unit. Okay. Choose the classification now, business, BUS I'm giving team. Then what else? What else? I also want to give the business unit access like US2 business unit. Okay. Then within that, any departments you want to give access in this legal entity, in this business unit, any department, you can directly add your organizations from the system here team and keep the mark as include. So what happens, once the security profile I create, once this profile I assign here to my data role team, this role will have access only to the organizations that I'm including in this profile. Whenever I assign this role to my user, when the user log into the system, the user will have access only to the organizations that we have added at the security profile level team. So the main reason behind creating the security profile is to which data of organizations in the system that role should have access. Either you can rely upon org or department tree to give the huge coverage, multiple legal entities, multiple business units, multiple departments, you want to give access. Then rely upon the tree you define team. Or else you can directly or manually include your organizations here in the profile. Choose the classification and secure by organization list and add your organizations here team. If anything that you don't want from the added list, then you can ignore also team, like exclude button you can give. So other than this, other three, the access will be given to that role. If you want, just keep it, include that also team. So in this way, the org security profile you have to build to give the organizational level restriction in the system. Now I secured by organization list, correct? Now if I search here, my security profile, I can see secured by classification and list. Now if I come back to my role team, and whatever the role I'm creating team, if I scroll down, that security profile I can see. Click on search, whatever is that we defined, Tata org security profile. See here team, that came. So when I'm creating my data role, that's okay, because a long time we are on the same screen, this kind of error will come. Just let me cancel it and come again so that I can give that. Click on that role, Tata Human Resource Manager data role. Okay, then here this is my job role. Then click on next. Now see team, I can able to give my profile here. As we are working simultaneously on the tabs, and this tab I opened for quite long time, that kind of error will come. Now let me try to give, I won't find any issue team. Go to the next. Okay, now come to org security profile, and here only you can see, along with others, you can see ours also team, Tata org security profile, right? So like this team, you have to add for each of the business object level. If any data restriction you want to maintain for that particular business object for this role, then create the security profile. Include at the security profile, what organization's data, what positions data, what person's data. You have to create your profile as per the business requirement team, and you have to attach that profile at your data role when you're creating in the system. Okay. Org security profile I have defined for maintaining the restrictions within the organizations. Next, what we have team, position security profile. So if you go to that one, go back, and then come to the next one team. After org, we have position security profile. Go to position security profile. This is very less often used team. Usually in every implementation that you go, majority of the clients that you are going to implement team, the primarily focus will be organization, then countries, okay, LDG, and the person payroll. Usually the most used. Position is very less often used team, because that is nothing to do, by restricting the access to the positions team. But yes, we have that concept also, we can see team. Position security profile. So click on plus icon, create, okay. And then team, you can create the position security profile here. Again, we have a couple of options team. Like you can have areas of responsibility based on, you can create the security profile for position, or you can use the position hierarchy, position trees or position hierarchy, or based upon workforce structures, or based upon the positions list. We have a couple of ways team to maintain the position security profile. So let's say team Tata position security profile, Tata position security profile. Then this one, every time any profile you select that flag, include future positions team. Then if you want to secure by area of responsibility team, you have the provision, right? In the Fusion system, there is something called AOR. Whenever you hiring an employee in the system, I told you, if at all, if you want to map HR representative to the employee, how we have to do? Line manager, okay, at the assignment level, we are mapping. But we have discussed team in core HR module, how to assign HR representatives or payroll representatives to the employees team. We have a concept called AOR. Now, if you want to create a position security profile for the restriction of positions team, you can choose the representative type team. What representative type that you want to choose here? Let's say human resource representative. And you can set up the scope team, whether it is a business unit or department, location, position. Okay. But here team, whenever you are using the area of responsibility in your security profile, in the core HR module, whatever the AORs you are assigning to the employees team, you have to secure there by positions in the system. Okay. If you select here the position team, system will take, let's suppose team, this is the role I'm creating in the system. I have an employee, Mr. Ramesh is there as of now, let's assume. For Mr. Ramesh, this particular role I'm assigning team. For Mr. Ramesh, this role I'm assigning. Now, when Ramesh hired in the system, I have also added the responsibility to this Ramesh. Mr. Ramesh is human resource representative. And when I'm adding this AOR to this employee team, I have secured by positions. Means what concept team? Positions means something like I am giving position as sales manager. Means what? In the system, Mr. Ramesh is the HR representative to all the employees who is hired in the position of sales manager. Correct team. That is what AOR concept, correct? At the Ramesh record and the core HR side, when I am adding AOR, human resource representative to Ramesh, scope I have given position, in that I selected sales manager team. Means what? In the entire application, whoever the employee is working in the position sales manager, Mr. Ramesh will become human resource representative. Correct. If you want to use the position security profile through area of responsibility team, responsibility type and scope that you have used when you are creating that responsibility, you have to select team. So Ramesh will have access to only the position of sales manager in the system when this role I assign to Ramesh team. So this is an interlink between the employee level AOR that what I have assigned, and when this role I assign to that employee team, that employee will have access only to that particular position team. So this is very, very less often used within the concept of positions team. AOR we will use in the person security profile mostly, but in positions, it's not really used in any implementation. You can skip that one team. But this is something which we will use mostly, or positions list we will use team. What is this position hierarchy? You can secure by position hierarchy, and you can select the hierarchy type. See, within the concept of positions team, we have discussed the hierarchy also in positions, correct? And we have two ways to define the hierarchy within the positions I told. What are they team? Either you can create position tree, manually you can arrange them, the hierarchy in the system, correct? Like organization tree and department tree, we have the concept called position trees also team, where you can manually define the hierarchy within them. At the same time, within the positions team, we have other way around to define the hierarchy. What is that team? Use HCM position hierarchy. At the enterprise level, when we enable that feature team, when we creating the position in the system, we got an attribute enabled called a parent position. Please try to recollect the things. I cannot show you again by going back team. When we creating the position in the system, we have a concept called a parent position coming up. I told you, one position above to this one, we have to give as a parent to this one. So parent to parent, parent to parent. Internally, the hierarchy is getting built, I told you, team. So here, when you creating the position security profile in the system team, if you go with position hierarchy based, then system will ask, do you want position hierarchy to choose, or you will use position tree? Whatever you want, you can select team. If you select position tree, then position tree will come enabled. Then go to that, whatever the currently trees defined in positions that you can see, there is some tree available. Let me use that one. And in that, you have to select the top position team, whatever is that. Many positions are there. I don't know. Let me search in this tree. Okay. So I'm just giving some analyst projects as the top position team. So if you go to this position tree in the system team, from that tree, this is the top position I am selecting here team. Okay. So what happens team? Sorry. If I use this position team in this system, the user, when this profile I target to this role here team, will have access only to this particular position. If not this case team, I can select top position in the tree. Okay. So use position from all user assignments, all active user assignments. Like that, we have a couple of options team. With respect to the employee, you can select here. And then within this tree, whatever the active positions that we have in the system, that coverage will be coming here. So it's all depends whether you want to use AOR, whether you want to use position tree, or you want to use position hierarchy within the system. On what basis that you want to include the list of positions in the security profile team. A part of this two, AOR or position hierarchy, you can even use workforce structures team. What is that? If you select secure by department, okay. If you click on the drop down team, prior to this position security profile team, we have configured our org security profile, correct? But within this organization security profile, any profile you created based upon the department list or the business unit list, you can include that here team. Okay, see our Tata org security profile is coming. Now, if I secure by department team in this system, in this org security profile, whatever the departments I added, for that departments, whatever the positions are mapped, for all that, this profile is going to give the coverage team. So workforce structures, if I use, I have to use the org security profile, what I created team, that I'm using in my position security profile here. Now, when I'm defining the security profile team, if not secure by department, you can use secure by business unit. Same, you can use our org security profile here team. So what happens team? In this organization security profile, I included my legal entities, business units, and departments, correct team? Now, in this security profile, whatever the business units that you included, to that business units, whatever the positions in the systems are mapped, that all positions this profile is going to give coverage. So we have several ways to define the position security profile team. If not this basis, then directly you can secure by position list. This is the easiest way team, or the most used way. Directly I can add all my positions here team. Let's say I'm adding one by one here. Sales manager, let me search with sale, or there is a position called sales representative. Click on OK. Then you can add all positions, whatever you created in the system, that you can see here team. Okay. HR assistant, HR compliance manager, development, whatever it is, select that positions team. So one by one after the other, you can add team. Position list, if you go, it's the simplest way. All the positions, 10, 20, 30 positions, what you want to give access to this role, that all positions you can add here in the list team. So by this, we can see how the position security can be built in the system. We have several ways team, either through AOR, or you can use the hierarchy within them, work structures or positions you can do team. Then click on save and close. Now, once you define here team, your security profile, you can see here, Tata position security profile. And once you come here, that profile will be able to show here team. See, Tata position security profile. That's okay, ignore it. Right? So this is my org security profile where I included my organizations in it. This is my position security profile where I included my positions in it. And similarly, team, countries, LDG, the same approach. Go back and come to security profiles. Next is what, team? Country. Go to country security profile and define here, team. Click on create Tata country security profile. Okay. Now, what countries that you want to give access to this particular role? Create the profile of that country with that country's team. Click on plus icon and include the countries. You want to give access to only to India for this particular user. Then only include the country India. Do you want another country also? You want to give US also? Then use United States. United States. Click on OK. Like that, team. This is very simple. Create this country security profile with the countries that you want to give access for this particular role in the system. So now country security profile, I have completed, team. Save and close. And this one you can come and you can add here. Come to the country security profile, see, team. Tata country security profile. If I don't go with this one, if I use Oracle standard delivered one, you all countries. For all countries, this role will have access in the system, team. But I have my own custom security profile where I included my 2 countries. Select that one, country security profile. Then LDG security profile. Within that countries also, for what LDGs that particular role should have access. Then I have the profile available, team. LDG, Legislative Data Group Security Profile. Click on create. Then Tata LDG security profile I am giving, team. And then add the LDGs, team. Now click on plus icon. So click on search. So India Legislative Data Group. And if any further LDGs you have in India, you can add them also, team. And US Legislative Data Group. Only for these 2 LDGs in that 2 countries, I want to give access. Then the 2 LDGs I'm using to define the security profile, team. Then save and close. They are pretty much simple to understand, straightforward things. Save and close. And then go back to the role and assign your LDG security profile also to your role, team. Come here. Then you can find here, team. Click on the drop down, this one. Tata LDG security profile. Okay, it got saved, but taking some time. Okay. So org security profile we have seen, position we have seen, countries we have seen, LDG we have seen. Next, team, persons. If you want to restrict any employees' data to this role, only this particular user with this role should access only to the employees' data of these organizations, not anything else. Something like that, team. Then you have to define person security profile. This is for employees' data to restrict in the system, team. So go here, then find that security profile, team. We have something called a person security profile. That is worker security profile, team. Then click on create. And this person security profile again, team, we can configure on different bases. Either through AOR you can define, or manager hierarchy you can define, person types you can define, workforce structures, and global name range. Okay, with couple of ways you can define your person security profile. Let us see, team, how it has to be defined. Tata person security profile. I'm giving this name like this, team. Then make sure to enable this one. And if I keep access to own record, team, selecting here, what happens, you know? See, I'm adding this role to this user Ramesh in the system. Now, when Ramesh log into the system, obviously this is a human resource manager role. Ramesh will have access to my client group, person management, everything. When Ramesh go to person management team, can Ramesh able to access his own record in the system? Can Ramesh able to access his own record in the system? If I create the person security profile with access to own record, then Ramesh can access to his own record also, team. He can search his record in the system, and if you want to perform any transactions, he can do. If I'm not checking box this one, team, Ramesh cannot search for his record in the system. He cannot access his own record. A part of that other information he can able to access in the system. Okay. Okay. Then include future people. What is that, team? If I select this one, like every day ongoing, whoever the hires happening in the system, that people also will be covered in this particular security profile, team. Then include shared people info, access to candidates with offer. These are not required, team. If at all you are using ORC module also in the system, do you want to access the employees of candidates with offer or shared people information, team? Within this ORC only, they have shared pool concept, team. Certain things will be shared across the people. That people access also, you want to have access with the security profile. We have to enable that one, but we are not going to see that aspect, team. I'm not touching on that. Now, person security profile, as I told you, team, you can create on different basis. Let's say I want to create my person security profile based on AOR. Already in the system, we have seen what is the concept of AOR. We know that for every employee representatives, we are adding team. Now, Mr. Ramesh, who is hired in the organization, team, is a human resource representative for the legal entity of, let's say, team, India legal entity. India legal entity. Okay. In the system, when I hired Mr. Ramesh, I have added the responsibility to him, AOR. That is human resource representative for the legal entity, India legal entity. So now in the application, team, whoever the employee is hiring in this legal entity, for all of them, Ramesh will become the AOR. That setup I already did in my core HR module. Okay. Now, team, I'm going to create the person security profile based upon AOR. See, secure by responsibility. Then responsibility type you choose, that is human resource representative, and the scope of responsibility, team. Here what I did for my Ramesh, the scope I have selected legal entity. Then I will choose the scope as legal employer, nothing but legal entity or employer, you can use, team. This area of responsibility, if you are using, you should have a match in your core HR module. It means what, team? For the person whom this role you are going to assign, that person should have added with AOR in the front end, team. Okay. Now what happens, person security profile, if I keep with AOR, responsibility type and scope legal employer, I'm giving, team. And to which people that HR should have access, team. I mean, the person with this role should have access, team, for all employees data, contingent workers, pending workers, non-workers, even candidate with offer. This is for ORC component, team. For all peoples, this particular role should give access in the system only for that representative. Okay. Now what happens, team? When this role I assign to Ramesh, Ramesh will have access to all employees of India legal entity, because Ramesh is already a human resource representative to the employees of India legal entity. Now, when this role I assign to Ramesh, Ramesh will have access only to the employees data of this India legal entity, not anything else. Based upon employees AOR, employees representative type, the access to the employees data of his responsibility, only employee can access, team. So do you want to go your person security profile with the concept of AOR? In that case, choose the AOR type and the responsibility scope, team. So when this profile I assigned here to my role, and this role when I assign to my employee, system will go and check for that employee what is the responsibility we have tagged. For that people only, that user will have access in the system, for not anything else. So do you want to secure by area of responsibility? That's okay. If not, team, you can go with other ways also. I don't want AOR to use. Okay. Then what we have, team? manager hierarchy you have team. Means whenever this role you assign to the user, this Ramesh is working in a managerial cadre. So only Ramesh should access to his own subordinates details, not anyone else, my client is telling. In that case, team, you can use secure by manager hierarchy and maximum levels in the hierarchy team. See, enter the number of levels in the hierarchy that the user can access. Leave blank to allow access to qualifying person records at all levels. What is this one team? If I select by manager hierarchy team and manager type, I can choose team. By default, in Fusion application, every employee when they're hiring, the manager type we will assign is line manager. But let's say team, all managers hierarchy you want. In my client side, my client is using line manager, project manager, other types also. So I want to give the coverage for all that types of hierarchy also team, then choose all type. If not, only line manager. If not, you can select any particular manager hierarchy only you want to pick up, use that one. I want line manager. Hierarchy content, by default, it will be manager hierarchy. What is this team? I will tell you, see. Now Ramesh is there, who is the HR for whom this role I am assigning. Under Ramesh team, Kumar is working and Mr. Ravi is working. Okay, under Kumar, under Ramesh. Now under Kumar, again, Mr. Viru is working, then Mr. Manoj is working, and Mr. Satish is working. Under Ravi, someone, Mr. Kiran is working, and Mr. Suresh is working team. And then again, now under Ramesh, these two are subordinates. For Kumar, again, 3 subordinates. These are subordinates to subordinate for Ramesh. And for Ravi, 2 are there. Again, under Viru, there are 5 or 10 subordinates working. Under Manoj, 5 or 10 subordinates working. So Ramesh can access to all their subordinates information team. First of all, they will access to their subordinates data and their subordinates data and their subordinates data. Like that, if you don't give the level here team, entire loop, starting with that employee, whatever is the hierarchy under him flowing, for all that people only, the user can have access team. If you secure your person security profile based on manager hierarchy team, system will take the route of managerial hierarchy. Under this employee, whoever the subordinates are there, under their subordinates, who are the subordinates, like that the chain will kick off. So Ramesh will have access only to their all subordinates loop coming under him team. If I give maximum levels of 1, then team, only Ramesh will have access to Kumar and Ravi. That's all. Maximum levels 2 if I give. Okay. Ramesh will have access to Kumar, Ravi, and second level, their subordinates also team. Here it will stop, the chain will stop. If you are not giving the levels here, the entire loop till the end, okay, the hierarchy end, the user will have access team. So do you want to create your person security profile based upon the manager hierarchy? See team, several ways we can achieve this requirement. If I use AOR, what happens team? Whatever the AOR that we assign to the employee, to that people data, the user is able to access. If I use manager hierarchy, only the managerial hierarchy is taken into consideration and that user could able to access their subordinates data only. If not this one also team, you can secure by person types also. Whenever we hiring an employee team, we spoke about the concept of person type. System person type, user person type. You can select this one team. Click on plus icon, then type system person type, all employees you want to get access, then use. Or let's say user person type you want to secure. User person type and here you have to use system person type by default will come. User person type you can choose. Apprentice I am selecting team. Now in this system, whoever the employee hired with the person type, user person type of apprentice, this particular role will have access only to that employee's team, not anyone else. So based upon person type, you can create your security profile. Only that role will have access to the persons who hired with the person type of apprentice. If you want to add more, you can add other types also team. This is based upon person type. So we have different ways to handle it. What is your client approach to go with person security profile creation? That is the final one we have to opt. Then team, a part of AOR, manager or person type, let's say team. We have workforce structures also team. Means what? Prior to creating the person security profile team, I already defined my org security profile in the system. In this organization, I have added India legal entity, US legal entity. These two legal entities I added in my profile team. Now my client is telling, Kumar, as organizations, we added that two organizations, India legal entity and US legal entity. Even for this role, when I assign this role to the employee, respective to the person's workers data also team, the employee should able to access only the employee's data of that organizations, India legal entity and US one legal entity only. Then team, you can secure based upon workforce structures. You can secure by department, business unit, legal employer. Okay, secure by legal employer. If I select team, if I click on the drop down, my organization security profiles, what I configured in the system, I can see here team. Like whatever I defined here, that all you can see. So from here team, I will select my Tata org security profile. See, so the person security profile you are building on org security profile what you created. In this profile, I already included my legal employers team. Now, people who are working in that legal employers, this profile will be giving the access to this role team. So do you want to use your organizations in your person security profile? You can do that team. You can do that team. Not only that one, you can use the positions. You can use the LDG. Let's say only this particular country people only that I have to access. Secure by LDG you go, then choose that drop down, select your LDG security profile team. So in this only I included IN legislative and US legislative. Now this security profile of persons is building based upon the LDG security profile that you configured. So only this role will have access to the employees data of India and United States. Do you want that? You can do. You can secure by position and add position security profile. So to whatever the positions this role is having access, whoever the employees working in that position, only that employee's data this role will have access. So we have several approaches or ways to define team. Even global name range you can select team. If you select this one, if employee person name starting with JO and two, okay, ending with HN means John. Whoever the employees in the system name starting with from JO and ends with HN, John. For all that people only, this role will have access. This is funny thing. No one will use in real time, but Oracle still given global name range for from name to name starting with team. So these are the things that which we can discuss in the person security profile level team. So we have different ways how we can deal with what I have to say, person security profile configuring team. Now, what you want? You want manager hierarchy, or you want a person type, manager, or area of responsibility? Let me choose secure by legal employer team as of now, and click on save and close. Okay, click on save and close. So that profile also you have to tag here team, whatever you define. You can find it here once it gets created team. Let it get submitted in the system. Okay. Okay. It's still submitting. Now come here team. Now click on the drop down and come to search. It's not about create. Just 1 second team. Okay, you can provide all the security profiles at which we define here team. Okay. Tata org security profile, Tata position security profile, then country security profile, then LDG, okay, then person security profile, that what we define. Go to search, then Tata person security profile. Okay, so this is the person team. Now within person team, you have person security profile and public person security profile. What is this team? Ideally, we will go the same, both with one and the same team. Here also, what is this? I will tell you a team. See, basically, in core HR module, if you could remember team, I told you we have something called directory. We have some common areas where we can access the person's data team. Like if you go to home, let's say, as a HR, you take currently now team. I have something called a directory team. Like if I go to me, okay, then if I go to my connections, let's say, it's a kind of directory I told you, where we can access the public person info. Public person means what team? It's not about any employee associated to you, but still in the system, you can able to access the colleague information, public info of that particular person. So we can able to access team in the directory or the connections, right? So here also, when you are searching for the employees in public places, not in any specific module, not in person management or absences or payroll team. So this directory, particularly, we can call it as a public place, means anyone can access directory team. So when we are accessing the directory also for searching any employees in the system publicly, any restriction that you want to give to the role, only the people who they are having access in the system in public places also, like in this directory or the connections, we restrict the data only for our organization only. Then give for that public person also here team. The same security profile we will give for this public person also. So this is one of the area still opening team where you can access the other colleague information, right? Public info screen we can see like about me, their social profiles, their manager, representative, their location, where they're working. The basic info we can access, right? That data also you can restrict team. And then team, these are again document type, payroll flow. For everything we have team. Just to go, let's say you want for payroll or document type. Select document type security profile, create a team, and include the document types team when you're creating it. So let's say I'm defining Tata document type security profile. And here you select on plus icon. So document types, whatever that we have in the system, that all you can see team. See, COVID-19 vaccination, birth certificate, whatever we have, all that we can see here team. So what happens team when the security profile I assign to my role here in the front end, when this role assigned to any user and that HR performing any document addition to any employee team by going to document of record screen, only this document only the HR will see, not anything else when they click on the document type to choose in the drop down. So do you want to give restriction to the document types also? Then create it. Similarly for payroll, all those things team. I don't want to create everything. As of now, I'm using view all for all this stuff. Okay. But you can secure whatever the ways you want team. So this is about creating the security profiles for different business objects for the role when we creating team. So again, I'm telling, as part of the training, I'm explaining for each of the business object in real time. For every data role you configuring, client might not ask the restriction for all the business objects. Whatever the object they want to restrict with this role, only for that only we have to create our custom security profile. Rest of the things you can use view all. Okay. Then click on next team. Like all the individual tabs you can see. This is for our security profile. On what basis you define that you can see here. Then position security profile. This is. then country security profile, then LDG. You can see all the things one by one. Just let me go to the last button, team K, and then click on next. Okay, next, and then I can click on submit team. By this team, the custom data role we created in the system with our data security restrictions for different business objects team. Okay, so this is how we are going to customize the data role with our custom requirements, and we are going to create in the system. Now, once this role got created team, you can check here in the data roles and security profile section. Let the role gets created in the system, and we can see further what we can talk about this, right? Now, see, if I come to data roles and security profile team, our role we can see here, whatever that we define, Tata Human Resource Manager Security Data Role. Here is our role, see, Tata Human Resource Manager Data Role. And now this role team, inherited job role, you can see, whatever the custom job role that we copied and created, that I have used it for creating our data role. And now team, this data role you can assign to the employee, and in order to give access to the system with the respective data restrictions, see, security profiles assigned. So as a HR admin, if you come and check team, any role, the security profiles, you can come to this data role, search it and click on edit, and you can check team. Okay, and here itself you can see whether security profiles assigned to that or not. Okay, now team, we have seen how to create a custom data role with the data restrictions we have seen team. Now moving on to functionality restrictions. What is that team? Now by default, when I assign this role to my user, as it is a human resource manager role inherited from, I will be able to access to all the screens what that particular role will be giving to me. Okay, let's do one thing. Quickly, let us create one user and we will try to assign that role. Let me go to tools, security console. Okay. Then come to users. Let me create quickly one user account team for our purpose. Let's say security user, some name I'm giving team. Sorry, let me use. Okay. Just iterate 1, 2, 3. And team, let me add the role. My role I can able to see here now. If you want, search here. Tata Human Resource Manager. See, our role came here. The custom data role that what we configured. Now I can assign this role to my user team. Click on add role membership. Click on save and close. See that role I have added to my user. Now see team, let me try to open in one more window, that login. Okay. Let me try to log in with that new user which we created team. Security.user. Test@123. Okay, I think the spelling is wrong. Okay. Now I'm trying to sign in with that new user which we created team with our custom role. So now what happened team when I log in with this particular role, as it is a human resource manager custom role, I could able to have access to all that functionalities team. See, I could able to see my client groups because it is a human resource manager role only. So I could able to see my client groups on all these functional areas I could able to access. Then I can go to a new person. Okay, then I can perform whatever the functionalities that I want to do here team, like hire an employee, contingent worker, non-worker, right team. If I go here, I can come to hire an employee and I can come to the drop down and I can perform. Actually, the data restriction to be done, it's taking some time because just now we have created, right? Certain processes will get processed at the backend team, so that the restriction will start after some time if you check. Now see team, that's not my point. When I log in as a security.user with the role that we have given team, I could able to see all the functionalities that I can perform with that particular role when I come to new person team. hire an employee, pending worker, contingent. My client is telling Kumar, in my organization, in our organization, I mean, we don't have the option of pending worker and non-worker hirings in the system. Only we have employee and contingent worker. In that case, why I should confuse my HRs by giving these functionalities here? They won't understand what is this pending worker, non-worker, right? Can you please restrict them? A user, when he log in with that particular role, that user should not able to see these functionalities. Add a non-worker, add a pending worker. Can you please restrict them? Or this pending worker section I don't want. Or let's say, when my HR login into the system, okay. So let's say if I go to my client group, then person management, right, team, and any person, if I search here, team, any person, okay. If I go here, team, for any person in the system, I could able to perform several things here, team, right? So let's say my client is telling Kumar, can you please restrict this view history? I don't want this functionality to be shown here. Then if you come towards the right taskbar, I can perform several things. Let's say Kumar, can you please restrict this element entries? I don't want this functionality to be given to the HR. Okay. Or can you please restrict the payroll relationship or anything? Any functionality specific restrictions you want to maintain, how you can do that one? How you can do that one? Data restrictions, I told you, we can achieve through security profiles. But what about functionality restrictions, team? For that, team, for every role that we are creating, certain privileges or the duty roles inherited within them. Now we have to go to that screen, team. Come to the roles area. Okay. Come to the roles and search with your role, team. What is the Tata Human Resource Manager data role? This is a role, team. Come here and then you can see all your privileges here, team. If you come to your role here, let me select that role. The data role that which we created, I can see here, team. Select that one. Okay. Okay, now click on this drop down and click on edit role, team. You have to go to edit role and see, team. Once the role gets created, you can see all this info. Then function security profiles, we don't need to talk. Data security policies, team, depending upon the security profiles that we have given, whatever the security profiles that we have given, by default, that all data security policies will come, team. We don't need to touch anything here. Go next. This is our primary consideration, team. Role hierarchy. We have to come to this fourth tab where you can see all your duty roles and privileges that which are inherited within your data role, team. See now, if you come here, come to the fourth tab, team, role hierarchy. After creating the role, if you want any data functionality restrictions, we have to come to this role, team. Something happened to the instance. It is loading very slowly. Come to this role hierarchy, team. Right. In this role hierarchy, team, the fourth tab, you can see all the duty roles or the privileges, team. You can either call them as a duty role or a privileges. See, means with this human resource manager data role, what all are the functionalities or the access this role is going to be giving, that all you can see in this fourth tab. Once you edit the role, see, edit username, okay, or manage user roles or manage direct reportees. See, team, here, shit, I have closed that one. So here, team, let me go to my thing. ESEV. Let me go to the front end home screen so that you can understand, team. Okay, let's suppose as a HR, if I log in into the system, if I go to my person management and if I pick up this respective employee, let me go to my client group, then person management. Then if I go with any employee, so if I come to the right side taskbar team, I have something called here direct report is. Let's say this functionality I want to remove from here. Then what I have to do? What is the role tagged to myself? This role, Tata Human Resource Manager role. Come edit that role, come to the hierarchy, and here you can see there is a privilege or the duty role that which you are seeing. What is that team? Manage direct report is. If you come and if you delete this one team, this privilege from here, this functionality will be removed from this list. For each and every functionality or every feature or the task that which I can perform with that particular access or the role team, we have a privilege or the duty role available within the main role team. If you come to the role, edit it, come to the role hierarchy, you can find everything. Manage direct report is, or let's say manage departments, or let's say manage person ethnicity, manage person religion, manage payroll element entry, this one team. For payroll element entry, this one. If I want to remove this one, then this privilege I have to remove. Then for payroll relationship also you can find team. You can search here, payroll relationship. See, manage payroll relationship. If this one, if I select and if I remove, I have the provision, add and delete team. I can customize the role functionalities accordingly team. For every functionality that we can perform, let's say document of record, then search with document. Okay, document. I have see where is that manage? No, this is when I select this document, even the performance related things are coming. Somewhere I can find a manage this one team, manage person documentation. If I remove that one, I can able to see this one team. Like that for everything, for let's say change salary, individual compensation. So the name looks more or less similar here team. You have to search for that particular privilege or the duty role inherited within this main role, and we can able to delete that particular privilege from here team. In that way, you can able to achieve your functionality restrictions also. So if you want to export to the Excel, what are the privileges that we have in this particular role? In the fourth tab in the role hierarchy team, even you can export to the Excel team, all that one. And in the system as a HR admin, you want to check for who all are the users this particular role is assigned. That even you can see here team. What is that role name? And even one more column will come to the which user it got tagged, that you can see here team. So this is about the concept of creating the custom data roles with our data restrictions and any functionality restrictions that you want to perform in the system team. And in yesterday's session, someone was asking me about the auto assigning of roles. So within the concept of roles team, we have something called role automation. What is the what I mean by role automation team? Okay, Kumar, you are telling user accounts will be taken care by the system. Whenever we hiring the employee, system will create the user accounts you are telling. Then what about the roles? As part of our business requirement across different modules, we created our custom data roles like human resource manager, specialist, or compensation manager, payroll admin. All custom data roles we defined with respect to the data security profiles, functionality restrictions, everything we configured. Then how come the roles will be tagged to the employees? HR, after hiring the employee, once the user account created, manually will go to security console, then search for the user, and manually will they add the role? No, that will not be done, right? And it can't be done in any project that who using this application team or the company who using the application. There should be an automation within the roles also, like how the user accounts generating by the system. At that time, all the roles with respect to that user also should be tagged. Then how come? we have seen in our absence module, in our payroll module, the concept of eligibility criteria. Correct, team? Whenever we creating our absence plan, what we are doing, team, we have something called eligibility profile. We are creating the eligibility profile and we are inserting certain conditions in that for which people this plan is eligible. So what happening in that way, whenever you hiring an employee, system checking whether this employee qualifying to that plan or not, as per the eligibility conditions that we have inserted in that plan level, automatically the plan is enrolling. We have seen that one, correct? Similarly, within the concept of roles also, after you creating the data role with your security and functionality restrictions, everything, team, we have to create something called auto provisioning in the system, where we have to insert certain eligibility conditions at each of the role level. Means for which set of people in the system this particular role is eligible for. Client will give that requirement. Kumar, this particular role is eligible for the people who are working in this legal entity, in this department, with this position, with this in this location, like that thing. So we have to configure that conditions at each of the role level. So whenever hiring happen, team, system will check whether this person qualifying to that conditions or not, and system will auto assign that role to the user account when it is creating, team. That I will take up in tomorrow session, team. How to create the auto provisioning of roles in the system and how they are going to assign to the users, we will see in the tomorrow session, team. Okay. So any
Kumar?
questions as such?
Kumar, you were giving as example, like if you want to restrict pending workers and all that. So that also you do the same way, searching on the fourth tab and then deleting
Correct.
that.
Anything. If you want, you can find here. Edit it. There will be a privilege available for pending worker also. If you search with pending worker addition, just remove that privilege.
And how to limit view history, that also you suggested is can be configured.
You have a privilege basically for a couple of things. If you search with view, all that, see view compensation history, like we have view assignment history, like that. For everything, you have the inherited privileges. You have to remove that or add it, whatever you want.
Okay, got it.
And whatever that we can't achieve through the role. The question is very good question, Kaushik. Let's say if some of the functionalities you might not able to find in the privilege level, you can't restrict with the role, then we have to rely upon our sandbox. We have a concept called sandbox. Any page level customizations we want to do, we have to rely upon that. On top of roles, if you couldn't able to achieve through the role, then we can able to achieve the restriction based upon sandbox. That also we will see when we reach out to customizations here, that I have included, I believe, in this week only here.
Kumar, Ravi here. Just a short question regarding the deletion. Yeah, we understood. So the reverse of that, right now it looks like all the privileges are already there, right? So yeah, we cannot demonstrate adding of a privilege or a that one, right? Concept.
Adding you not required to do, because whenever we copy a seeded job role, by default all the inherited roles will come.
Privilege.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when
so
you
right now when you showed us all those privileges, can I assume that that is a comprehensive, because I'm thinking in this demo you're having access to all the privileges and all the functionality, right?
Correct.
So that might be all of the privileges. So okay,
yes.
Understood. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Thanks. But here when you're talking about role automation, you're saying for this kind of role, the criteria for giving, you're specifying that there is criteria that is there in order to give a certain privilege,
not privilege, role.
Or a role to a certain user. That's what you're talking about when you're saying automation. Correct. But what I am thinking one step further, I'm thinking, and I'm saying, okay, if I am a HR, if I am a payroll manager, and Kaushik is a benefits manager, then how are the relevant roles assigned, tagged to our respective user profile?
So Kaushik and you are differentiating on what basis? Your job designation or position designation?
Right, correct. Okay.
I will create their role provisioning with that conditions based upon position or based upon job.
or if he's this position XXX,
Exactly.
then
This
give all
role.
these roles. If he's that position, give all these
Correct.
roles. So some kind of script is there, or
Nothing. Directly, we can include our jobs in the condition, like our eligibility
Oh, okay.
profile, how we define. We have the parameters available. We have to include that.
Oh, okay, okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kumar,
Yes, Veera, please.
I have a question that suppose I'm the manager. Okay,
Mhm, mhm.
I'm also that self-service user. You have assigned that basic role to see my information, and also that you assign that manager role.
Mhm.
So, is there any dynamic logic like to restrict that to edit my information in the system?
I mean, like when I told you, right? I mean, my information is from your self-service. You are telling.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in that case, in the employee role, we have to restrict that. Edit options, we have edit privileges, we have to remove. Only view only we have to be included in that.
Okay, suppose we have that department, legal entity, and business unit. I have created these data roles.
Mhm.
Okay, but I'm in the same department, same business unit, same legal entity.
Mhm. We can achieve in that case, whatever the functionalities you don't want, you have to achieve through the page level customization, that one. Because if you give a kind of higher roles to the user, he can able to access everything that for his record also. He can able to perform additions, everything. But let's say if anything that you don't want to give that, you have to go with customization through page level, whatever the components you want to restrict for that person.
Okay.
The other way around, as a kind of workaround, we have to achieve that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, team, let me conclude here. Let's join back next session tomorrow, team.